How much do you weigh?
Right now, oh, probably 190 pounds or something. I mean, in the unit, everybody can understand, of course. It's gonna be about 90 kilograms or something.
Gee.
Yeah, I'm kind of heavy now.
A long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
So
I'm
how
just
are
glad.
you?
I'm doing all right. I'm just kind of just pushing through all the classes, grad schools, and everything.
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy. I mean, there's a lot of challenges, and to be fair, a lot of hardships. But yeah, so far I'm doing all right.
You're my first podcast in English. So it's been, I talked to someone in English in December.
All right.
Yeah, right before I left US.
Hope you still got the skill.
I mean, I hope so. Man, I'm kind of nervous about it because I'm lacking so much practice. I've been speaking in Turkish.
Hmm.
I hope I do good. I hope I won't make people suffer with this English. Let's see.
No, that's okay, man. That's
Yeah.
okay. We can take it slow. We don't need like rush or anything. Yeah.
Do you visit dorm at all? Do you see Ivan, Kidus, anyone?
To be fair, I haven't seen him for quite a while. I've seen Ivan a few times on the elevator while I was going to school. So sometimes I can spot him in the elevator, and
Yeah.
sometimes we talk a little bit. But I haven't seen Kidus for one bit. I do happen talking to the other couple guy from the dorm before I would move out. So there were still some connections. Yeah, I say, yeah.
Are you ready to open about depression? Like, and
Sure.
everything that is negative about our lives?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely sucks. Like it's. I mean, the thing with depression is,
No, 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 no. Not just like start immediately, man. Like,
all right.
let's just take it slow.
Yeah,
So,
okay. You're
I
right. Take
want
it
you,
slow.
are you in Manhattan right now?
Yep. Not in Manhattan, actually. No, I'm not. I'm across the river. I'm in New Jersey.
Are you living alone?
So far, yeah.
How are your classes? Like your GPA?
So far, it's still a four. Thank goodness, nothing crazy happened.
That's nice.
I know. I mean, thanks to all my professors, they're pretty understanding, to what I've been going through, and they're pretty relaxed on those sort of things. So
Do you have any classes where attendance matters so much?
there is one. It's a one called Creative Practice Seminar. That one is asking quite a bit, from
Mhm.
attendance and also assignments and stuff. It's a little bit stingier, but I told the professor what's going on, and she's fine with it. And, she said she can do adjustments, so
How many
it was all
classes do
right.
you have?
Right now,
Yeah.
15 credits, so that's like five. Yeah,
I,
nothing too much.
when I was at New School, four classes, and they were all dependent on attendance. Like literally, you had to attend all of them, and like there was a class, it was all attendance, like 100%. There
Oh
was
yeah,
no, yeah, yeah, there was nothing else. You had to be there and just exist there.
that's kind of nasty. What kind of classes are those?
I don't even want to get into it because like Manus was other than the faculty, the teachers and everything, I don't think
Hmm.
there's anything good about Manus. Like the students, vibes of the students, the faculty, it was perfect. The network is perfect, everything was good, but
Structured.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was just bad. It was simply bad.
I feel you. I feel you.
I
Yeah.
will come to this. We'll come to this. What I like to do as a starting of this topic about like other than depression, who are you? What did you study? Where did you live? General information, but the positive ones first.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah, yeah.
your interests, your undergrad, grad, whatever.
Sure thing. Yeah. So my name is He. I mean He. Everybody. I just want everybody calls me that, and that's my last name. And I'm a grad student currently at the new school, Parsons, studying design technology. I did my undergrad in the States. So I was from Penn State for 5 years. I mean, aside from that, I'm just kind of like a normal guy. Like I do stuff sometimes. I'm more of like a art kid, I guess. I like to draw. I like to make, create, and sometimes play video games. I'm a big video game nerd.
What was your major in undergrad?
My major in undergrad was actually animation. I used to do like 2D, 3D animations with different softwares. Yeah.
Right now?
Right now, since the field of animation actually requires like a lot of hands experiences, so they have like pretty high standards with portfolios. That's why decided to switch into design technology. There's less animation, but more with like gaming, coding, and that sort of thing. So far, I'm still enjoying it, so I guess that's good.
It was faster than I thought.
I
I was
know, I know.
I was looking for a little bit more details, but it's fine.
That's okay. We can talk about more. We can talk about more of it if you want to.
As far as I remember, you had some internships in China, right?
Yeah, Yeah. I got two internships. One of them was like a lightning design. Another one of them was like average graphic design role. So they were not really related to my major anyways. But I was just kind of doing those for work experience. And
Anything to fill up your CV, right? Anything to
really, just anything. The job market today is, man, like it's crazy, and
anything to have us. Yeah,
you just gotta be willing to do like anything to get an offer, man. That's crazy.
anything to have a strong portfolio, right?
hmm
What about after grad degree? Will you pursue anything like DMA, anything like that?
Oh, it would be kind of weird for like a design or art major to pursue the MA because a lot of people that's in the field, to be fair, 90% of the people in the field didn't really choose to pursue MA unless, they're going to be pursuing like, like a career within the academia, like, become a professor, that sort of deal. For me, I don't really want to stay in school, so probably not.
What are you gonna do then?
Good question. I have to keep finding internships, keep doing internships, until I can get like a job position somewhere. And that's
In
really my goal right now. Get a
China or
job,
US?
both, really both. Depends on where the opportunities,
Do you speak any
better.
other languages?
I do. I speak Mandarin.
Mandarin, Chinese, English.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tiny bit of Japanese, a very tiny bit of Spanish,
Spanish?
like ¿Cómo estás? I think that's that's the only thing I know.
I
And
know
then
por favor, me gustas.
yeah, por favor. Yeah. And there's also what is it? ¿Qué pasó? No, yeah, Ivan really like to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's dive into it, okay?
Sure.
What kind, I mean, by the way, I have no idea about depression. Like in a pathological way, I have no idea how to diagnose this stuff. I don't know anything about the procedure and the recovery process, mental
hmm
health, whatever those things are. So it would be really nice if you talk about what kind of depression you have and how it was occurred, how it started, how it began. Please, I really like to hear all the details if you'd like to because I also want to talk about mine. Your suggestions, like, yeah, I'd like to really hear your suggestions about what I'm going through.
Sure.
As far as I remember, it started in early childhood in China, right? Was there a bully culture there, something like that?
I'd say it was pretty early in childhood. It was like during probably right after sixth grades, which is usually when you kind of just starting to reach that teenage area. I
Mhm.
mean, because you have to, the thing with China is the childhood, the period usually lasts pretty short because the kids are pushed into the academia pretty early. Usually, they start school since like you're 5 or 6, and they're just like sixth grades, and after sixth grades, you gotta go into what is it? Let's try middle school. After middle school, you gotta go to high school. I think for me, my depression era was in the middle school area. So that's like when I was probably like 12 or 13 or something.
Well,
And
but how?
so it was I blame the school really. I blame a lot on the school and just the whole system. It was I say it was rather oppressive because it was everything was like grade oriented. You have to get like a you have to get like a higher grade than everyone else. You have to get like you have to be top one or two of the entire school, something like that. And that's kind of how even the social network between like the kids goes. Like if you have higher scores, you're more popular in class. If you don't, then you're pretty much like you'll be left alone.
Wow.
Yeah, so there were like a lot of pressure, put on everyone, which in a bit it kind of really facilitates like environment for bullying sometimes, because like wow, you suck at this, like you get so low grades, or then people just kind of start gaining up on you, and people's gonna start isolate you. And to be fair, even just isolation enough is enough to be called bullying, but people do more. So sometimes they pull wolves over your eyes, they kick you, they threaten to kill you, that sort of thing happens. And actually, somebody threatened to kill me once. That's a thing.
Why?
Apparently, because I snitched him out for doing something he wasn't supposed to do during the class. And sure, just snitching thing, that happens a lot because
How old were you?
13 or 14 or something. I know.
What?
Sometimes I snitch just because I want to be liked by by my teacher, because the teacher is pretty harsh, and he has a really bad temper. He yells. He sometimes beats students, and if there's something that you did wrong, he's gonna ask you to stand behind the classroom for like the entire session, and it's kind of just kind of openly kind of just shame you in that way. Sometimes you just want to be like, because
Oh,
like when you suck at thing, the academia, it goes like that.
is this something that's socioeconomic? Is this happening in higher classes, or like is this the case in all of the China, no matter how poor or how rich you are, what kind of school you are going to, it doesn't matter? Or
I heard the bullying gets worse when you're like in a worse class. Actually,
what ab-
I was actually one of the top school of my city, and it was pretty bad.
what about the pressure, like the academic pressure?
I think the academic pressure does get less intense in like like lower income areas, but that doesn't mean the bullying goes down. That only means there's going to be more like gangs and like sort of like a small circle, like a secret society, that sort of thing forming up among students.
The bullying is always there, but the cause of it changes, right? So
Yep,
in lower
yep.
classes, it's like a teenage movie kind of bullying, but like in higher
Mm-hmm.
classes, bullying comes from grades almost all.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Come from system. Yep.
So the pressure that was put on you, was it from teachers, your parents, your friends, or all of them?
To be fair, I don't have friends. I can't really call friends. So it's really a lot from the teacher, from the classmates, but not really from my parents. My parents, they don't really know what to do at that point. They don't really know at that time. So I can say it's a lot just from the classmates and teachers because I don't really know what's in their mind, but everything's it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. Your parents were nice people then, right?
They were nice enough. They were just clueless. That's really all.
Because you wasn't talking to them about it, or
There was definitely a gap between me and them that I say because like I say I was frightened. I don't know what to do. It was like a brand new environment, and like that's totally unlike the past 6 years, and it was hostile. I don't really know what to do. I pretty much just kind of use. There's like a payphone that's inside our dormitory. I have to like buy a card, to use one of those kind of old payphone. I use it every night just to call my parents, just cry on the phone, and pretty much entire hallway can hear it. And on the other side, my parents they didn't know what to say. It's just sometimes just mostly silence and just kind of
see.
like a bad loop, but just yeah.
With this, I believe there's a huge discomfort in socialization coming, I guess,
Oh yeah.
and like lack of
To
self-confidence and everything, self-worth.
I have like even like right now, I have absolutely no self confidence in any way.
By the way,
I,
I don't think so because like even like talking about this openly in Zoom call and you know that like this will be on YouTube. I think like this is something almost no one can do by the way. Like
You know what? That's true because I do actually have to go through like a lot of therapies. I had to talk to a lot of therapists, to different people, about this whole thing, and I think gradually it does builds me up to one point where I can openly, talk about this sort of thing.
yeah, coming back to the
Hmm.
self-worth thing,
Hmm.
self-confidence thing.
But still, I say my self-confidence is still not as high as it should be, or at least on like a normal, socially acceptable level, I suppose.
Yeah,
Sometimes, trust me, I shy away from all of the social events. I sometimes I get stressed when there's a lot of people. I tend to avoid crowds, and like I said, I still live alone. Like instead of living with roommates or something else like that. That
uh,
just I have a social anxiety.
in the most social place in the world, in New York.
And that's the thing. I hate the fact that the school's in New York. I hate the fact that the fact that I have to live in New Jersey because there's just so many people, and sometimes it really makes me feel isolated like a lot. Yeah.
So you talk about only in your early teenage years, right? Right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what I like to put you through is talk about it until today. Go all the years, like how did your first therapy started? Yeah, just like
Sure. Yeah.
from your early teenage years until today. I like to hear
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Your symptoms, your pills,
Hmm.
therapies, everything.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you are comfortable here, I
Yeah,
don't.
absolutely. I know. No, that's fine. I've been talking about the whole spiel for
By
quite
the
a few
way,
times.
is this type of a therapy for you? Like talking about this stuff of openly and comfortably. Is this a good practice for you too?
I suppose so, because you gotta learn to accept the past and just move on from there. Because you have to. There's like usually like a pattern that's in the past, and because you can't know it if you don't talk about it. And I think
Yeah.
it's important to to face those fear in the past.
Like, do you ever go to clubs?
What kind of collabs? Like therapy collabs?
Partying? No, no, partying.
I still I'm still having difficulty going to those. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
When I was there, I wish I would force you to like because like me and Ivan,
Hmm.
there was a place called Dims, something like that. Dims, I guess. It was all white girl music. It was all Katy Perry, Keisha, whatever,
Oh
and
my
we were
God.
dancing like crazy.
I will, man, I want to blow my head off if I have to go to a place like that. I'm just saying.
Why?
Man,
Don't you like white girl music?
no,
No?
no, I don't.
Oh, that's sad. You are the first person to say no to this question.
The whole white girl thing, it low key cringes me. I can't take this.
Yeah, it's just guilty pleasure. As by the way, like as a brown person in United States, like with this beard and with this face, dancing to white girl music, yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I can see that, yeah. But yeah, tracing back to my first therapy, it was all the way back in undergrad, actually.
Undergrad?
Yeah,
So
undergrad.
from middle school to undergrad, there was nothing diagnosed?
No, absolutely nothing.
Wow.
Even yeah, and the thing is, there were even like attempts with the how I want to taking my life thing. I can't say the ass word because I know this is going to be on YouTube, and if you don't want to get demonetized, I can't say that word.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
say it.
really? Sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Maybe I cut it if it's too dangerous.
All right. All right. Yeah, sounds good. No, it's just suicide. I got attempts. Back when I was in like
Wait,
grade.
saying suicide is not allowed on YouTube?
No, no, no. They censor this kind of stuff pretty hard. Yeah, really.
Let's try. Let's
All
see.
right. All right. All right.
Okay, you
So
committed suicide how many times?
two times actually. Not I know not that much, but
No,
yeah.
bro, this is not this is not something to be proud of. Why would you say I know not that much? Like you are
I
pity.
know I know people crazier than me. I know people
Yeah,
that
but
have like way more stuff than me.
this is not a competition. It's crazy that you mentioned it's crazy that you
Right.
mentioned. I know it's I'm not there yet, but
Yeah, it's not Olympics. Yeah, it's not supposed to get you gold medals or something like that. No.
yeah, with
Yeah.
pills.
So it wasn't really overdose. I was trying to just jump off the building, and when I checked the time, I kind of sneaked out in the middle of the night, and went back to like the open building. I was on like the top of it for a moment. I really was thinking about just jumping off, but while I was doing that, I got caught because there's like a patrol. There's like a teacher that's patrolling the hallways, and she saw me there standing on top of a building. She caught me, and I have to be brought down. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's once. There were also one time I was trying to cut myself with a metal, but it was like a sharp piece of metal, really. But that one didn't went through.
I have a bunch of friends who tried that. Like that just won't work, man. I don't know anyone who like killed themselves with cutting themselves.
No, yeah, no, that won't work. I don't know what started it. What kind of idea that I've been given that makes me want to just cut my wrist, which
So how old were you during these attempts?
I don't know, I was like 16 or something, 15, 16, yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah, yeah, you can say that.
I see. Like, were you having any attacks?
Oh, quite a bit. Quite a bit. Usually when there's like sometimes because I lashed out sometimes at my classmates because I was so that kind of environment was so deeply imprinted in my head. I feel like everybody's kind of hostile toward me. Everybody thinking I'm some sort of freak. Like just every time when I walk into like a classroom, I have those attacks quite a few times. And now like even I'm still having difficulty walking into like a classroom or something early or anything really, or use like a public space because I have that fear. It doesn't give me any more like kind of attacks, but it just don't feel comfortable being in those environments.
Can you describe how those attacks feel to you? Like, can I
Yeah,
understand what kind of feeling that is? Because I believe I've never been through something like that.
it's really like heart racing. I feel like I can't breathe. It's feel like the body is tensing up, and I just need to like relieve, to make me feel better. It was but the big word is tense right there. You feel like extremely tense. But yeah, basically my first therapy. Yeah, that's right. Going back to my first therapy, that was in undergrad. That was also my first time, like coming to US, and I feel like I was like in a total new space. I feel like
So, I'm sorry for interruptions by the way here.
Mhm.
There was no therapy, no pills, no advice, nothing until undergrad.
No, no, not at all, not at all.
What about your parents? What did they do when they heard that you tried to commit suicide and you had attacks? Like,
They didn't know what to do. They just kind of, took me back home for a few days and just sent me back to school. That's it.
probably that's something my parents would do too.
Yeah. Mental illness wasn't really a thing back then, I believe, because like people really don't believe that sort of spill. And
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Were there people around you thinking that you were just looking for attention and like nothing you went through was real?
either, yeah, either that, or they know, there might be something that's, not right, but they just don't know what to do because it's not like, they don't want their kids to, look like something's wrong with their heads. That's kind of why, they just have to like take them off school for a bit, and then we send them back, see what happens.
So undergrad.
Yep, back again, undergrad. First time in the U.S. It was great. It's like it's like I can start anew again. But the moment I
So
go to the student health center and I asked them, I want like some sort of counseling services because I feel like I sort of needed it after all those years. My first counseling services kind of, it ended all right. It was all right. It gave me Prozac.
how was your English at that time? Was it good?
No, my English was wackier than probably wackier than now. It wasn't really as that good as I'm now. But even like now, I can't really say that my English is that good because I know. Just because I know people better doesn't mean my stuff isn't good. But like I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just
I
saying.
if you are talking to me, you are probably feeling that you are doing much better than I do. So yeah.
I mean, language is a tool and it's meant to communicate with people and that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. But yeah, yeah.
Was your undergrad in Penn State?
Yeah, it
Okay,
was Penn State.
okay.
They got me Prozac, but after a while ago, I think I have to be transferred to their psychiatric help
Mhm.
units, which I wasn't hospitalized yet. It was just like a school psych clinic.
Mhm, mhm.
They offered me some better pills. I think it was like Zoloft. I didn't know how the pill was compatible with me because sometimes when I took those, I got like really, really, I can't really say high. It wasn't really like a high. It was just like zoned out all the time. So so I guess it wasn't really the pills for me, but it's like after that, after a bit, think because of those all those time zoning out, I just kind of decided to not take it as much, which resulted in like some sort of meltdown a while later. I was thinking I was like my second year, because I didn't take the pill as prescribed. I was trying to overdose myself because I started to feel bad again. That was another, yeah, that was another attempt.
Third one?
Luckily, yeah, that's like the third one.
All right.
Which yeah, luckily my friends, they kind of spotted me there. And I also kind of told them that, screw this, I don't want to live anymore. I'm gonna overdose. And, they kind of just they came to my house, and feed me active charcoals, and things sort of worked out. I guess it wasn't like really like a crazy overdose, but it's not like I'm overdosing on like sleeping pills or painkillers, whatever. But yeah, that's my third attempt. I think after that, things starting to get a little bit worse. I'm starting to get hospitalized quite a few times throughout all the years. It was during those times, I'm kind of starting to adjust my pills, adjust my medicine, and talk to people, talk to my therapist, and a lot of people who shares in my same experiences was me. And yeah, from there, I also kind of learned a lot of stuff, like take things easy, be patient with myself. Now here I am.
It's crazy that you managed to study like in one of the best universities in the world, like while going through all of this. And like also right now you are having as far as I remember, your grad curriculum is also hard, right?
It is very hard. It is very hard. I still believe that some of the those instincts back since my high school was kind of still in me. I guess academically, I still kind of have some sort of reflex and just kind of to do when being told. But there are some downsides for that. I guess I'm a little bit sometimes I'm a little bit way too academic that I don't think I kind of lack the creativity that like people in the field of design or art was being asked for.
I relate to that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you are my friend, I'm trying to relate to what like the things you've been through, but like I simply just can't. I mean, if I can, it will be almost always to a certain extent, not like completely.
Mm-hmm.
And the really weird thing is there's this collective depression in Turkey, like starting to mid 20s, especially in men. I believe.
Mhm.
Like I haven't really read any articles about it. As far as I see from the news, social media, and from my friends.
Mhm.
So it's almost always all about the government, the future of themselves, economy, just about these stuffs and the things that people cannot control.
Mhm.
But in your case, by the way, my viewers are almost all Turkish, like almost. But this is my first English podcast, so I'd like to ask for them this question.
Mhm.
They would probably think that if these guys had like all the money in the world, they're like
Nah.
when you say nah, you don't know the difference between you and an average Turkish team. You know that one American
No,
dollar is
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
almost
Yeah.
40 Turkish liras, so the currency is so fucked up. So the
Mhm.
thing is, they would ask you this: how can you be like this? By the way, I'm not disrespecting you by asking you this.
No, no,
I'm
that's
I'm
fine.
imagining people would ask you this in Turkey.
Mhm.
So you are sitting at the best schools, like your GPA is good, you are doing good academically, so you are getting internships, you know people, you have the network, you have the family behind you. So people would tell you that like even though you already talked about how all of these things started, even hearing this thing is not enough for them, I believe. So they would come up with a question like this: bro, your future is secured. Aren't you just exaggerating all of this stuff you are going through? So how would you answer this question?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I think it's always about the mentality of something you have and something you don't have. When you only look at the things that you don't have, of course you will feel frustrated. And like I can be honest with you, there are many times that I am very frustrated with how things were going with my country as well, especially during the pandemics. I feel like we are like a failed state. We feel like China's like we feel like it's like it's as authoritarian can be, and it's nothing that we can do about it because the main power who holds the entire army can just crush people with tanks.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it pretty much it's still do, and everything is still the same. It's still the same. The party government and controls everything. But I just have to stop myself from thinking about it because like you said, there's something I have. There's something that I have more than anybody else, and I need to focus on those to make my everyday to make myself feel better. To just so I can push through another day and move forward. I can feel like a lot of people in Turkey are very frustrated with everything right now. Especially I saw the news with how the governments people will feel like it's being rigged. I mean, and in a very big sense, it is corrupt government, and the world's chaos. And I feel that too. And I know a lot of people definitely have a lot less than I have. But please, always hold on to what you have. Always hold on to what you have. It is in the hard times like these that will really bring you power. That will give you more than you want in the future. I think that's very important.
Please tell me if this is a question that is too much.
Mhm.
Do you believe in God?
I very much do, and I believe in a fair God. And sometimes it gives and it takes.
I thought, yeah, your depression is very unusual in in Turkey because like what happens here? I don't want to talk about like every person in Turkey, like in behalf of every person in Turkey, but
Mhm.
from what I saw, there's this nihilism going on, like a lot.
Mhm.
People don't see that a lot of meaning to it, and
Mhm.
I thought you're at a place like that, but it turns out not, right?
I was. I mean, when I'm feeling down, I'm definitely feel like nothing matters. But I mean, right now, I want you to know that I'm also heavily medicated and also been hospitalized recently, so I can't really say that.
Even though you believe in God, you go down bad to the point that where you feel like complete nihilist, even though you believe in God.
It really because I mean it's easy to get nihilistic when you're in like a desperate place.
Hmm.
And there were also a lot of times because everybody it's okay to have doubts because sometimes when you're at the place when you're at a desperate place and you will feel like everything just it means nothing. All my hard work means nothing. All the effort I put out, all the money I threw out, it just kind of means nothing. And it happens a lot. But like I said, we can't just throw everything out and just abandon everything. That's literally just like get rid of yourself because if nothing matters, then why not just do it? And it might not, and that make you feel better, right? But that's not the case. We still have every day to live. We still have the people that matters to us. We still have so many things that worth being there for. And I think it is okay sometimes just to have faith, just to push yourself a little bit harder, just to keep moving a little bit forward every day.
Turn this into a motivational speech real fast.
you know, if it weren't for those drugs and stuff, it would have been pretty dark episode.
Do you ever feel like you don't worth to feel good or deserve happiness sometimes?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Most
right.
of the time, I feel like I'm worthless. Like I'm absolutely worthless.
How do
Like
you get over it? Like what do you do? Is there any practice? Like how do you get out of it? I wonder.
to be fair, there's still a little bit of me. I'm still feel like I don't worth anything. Like I'm keep telling you my English is not that good. I don't have much, much. I don't have much, wealth. I don't have much of that other stuff. It just kind of me, just kind of telling myself that I'm sort of worthless, despite the fact that I have so many stuff. It just that's still something I'm kind of learning to fight against. Learning just to tell me that I'm not. It is hard. It is very hard sometimes. Sometimes those thoughts like bounce back at me like pretty harsh. And in my core, I still kind of believe my worth is less than everyone else. But it is it's really just a process. It's like one saying. I forgot who said this. Maybe George Bush. But it's like when you keep yelling when you keep yelling something, it will eventually become true.
Did Bush say this?
I think it was I don't remember which George Bush, but it was like one of George Bush. If you keep saying something with an amplifier, eventually it'll become true.
It, it
Something like
sounds
that.
it sounds something like a prophet would say. So
It
that's
does. I think
yeah.
it was like it was something regarding to the campaign against Saddam Hussein. It was like
Mm.
chemical weapon and stuff. As long it's the basic logic is if you like keep saying they have chemical weapons, then they will have chemical weapons. That's why they rated them.
So
Yeah.
do you know the term cognitive dissonance?
I think I heard about it, but I don't really know what it
Like
means.
it's something that you have two beliefs or like two perspective about life or like about any topic that it
Hmm.
like you have them but the beliefs or perspective are complete opposite. For example, sometimes you think that they are worthless. At some point, maybe you have this really competitive side of yourself. So
Hmm.
who likes to push through, who likes to compete in life in
Yeah.
general, like to get good grades or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have that these two extreme personalities in you?
I think I do because I
Yeah,
think at
because
one point.
you have 4 GPA, bro.
Hmm.
Like
No,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
because at one point I think I was also diagnosed as bipolar, so I think there might be a bipolar thing.
I never diagnosed anything, but like also catch myself doing it. I shift between nothing matters to I'm the best. like I'm perfect at this. Like I'm so competitive,
Hmm.
I'm so hardworking times to
Hmm.
times. Like and I believe that you had that phase of your life where you was like extremely lively. Like you work
Hmm.
through so many stuff, you live life, you love life. I think anyone in this world experienced something like this. You did, right? Am I right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
At one point, definitely do, especially while hanging out with you, Ivan, a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah, and especially while I was still back in the schools soccer team.
Oh yeah.
For a
Soccer
bit,
team.
for only a short bit. I was only like playing a few games with them, but like not really like in the team seriously.
So what happens is when I talk about people like who thinks that they're in depression or like they are going through depression, including mine,
Mhm.
I don't really want to diagnose myself with anything without talking to anyone
Professional,
who
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So what I've seen so far is people who had strong beliefs about life, about themselves, about their morals, norms, and everything. And if they build a life upon those stuff, let's say you found yourself in let's say age 5, like let's say you found your passion and you built your life around it and you like get good at it, you won competitions on it, and you have certain beliefs, certain way of living life and everything. From what I've seen so far, the depression starts when all of the beliefs, practice, and the way of living, when they all start to fall apart.
Hmm.
I think that's what rebirth, so called, or like depression starts, I believe. Like there's this change. And what's really interesting is I think this is not something that you went through. Like
Hmm.
what happened to you is that a really slow build up from childhood, right? Like it
Hmm.
was building up slowly. Do you know a chart that like names all type of depressions, anything like that?
Oh, I don't think there's a chart, but I think there's some definitely like a study for that, and there's definitely like a list of diagnosis that's been used by all the therapists, psychiatrists out there.
Can you relate to what I just said? All of the beliefs and practice falls apart and they just feel
I
like
can't.
empty.
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I can't say that I 100 100% relate to what's going on with, especially when you guys like what's going on with you guys, like you guys are pretty much seeing a near societal collapse, and I believe that is very hard and it is very rare to see. And I'm genuinely sorry that you guys are going through this. But I can't say that I'm 100% understand. But there are a period of time that I do get to kind of experience that sort of that's sort of a dystopic, I mean almost dystopic, like a theme that's been going on during the pandemic time. But I can say I experienced maybe just that a little bit, and that little bit already it kind of makes me know how hard that it is that you guys are actually going through the entire. That's what I can say.
What do you think about this type of depression? Have you known anyone like the person I just drew? So because like I know bunch of people like in their early teens, during grad, undergrad, or even like a pursuing doctor degree. Even like I know some professors like who literally quit. By the way, quit, I mean they are still doing their jobs, but they are not let's say creating any art. They are not writing any new articles. Like they're just like teaching because like they need the money. I know bunch of people who just like quit everything they done for years and years, and they just feel empty at some point. What do you think about this, like in general?
I mean, like you said, there are people, and I think in this sort of trying times, the best things to do is, hold on to those people, talk to them and get together with them. Since you guys, share so many, things in the same way, I believe the only better way to, the best case, the best thing to do is, to keep those people around, to talk to them, to spend time with them, and to do what you guys must do. The community, trust me, it helps. Even in forms of therapies, there are like community therapies where they put people together. That is because the idea of community, it really helps with was thinking. Sometimes it brings you new perspectives, and sometimes it breaks you out of the mold that you built for yourself, because you're seeing everything kind of melting down. Your beliefs are kind of collapsing.
Yeah,
That's why you need more people. You need more people that share the same experience with you
yeah.
to talk to you.
Would you say that depression is all internal?
No, 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 no. The depression, it's like even I know there's like in child development, there's a term, I forgot what exactly the word is. There's like external, there's like the inner factor and the external factor. I forgot what the actual word for that is. That pretty much applies for everything. It's like for depression, sometimes it's the environment that can give you depression, but sometimes it is that's what's with you inside that kind of influence you to go this way. I don't think necessarily that you could just use just use one simple element, like external or internal, to really pin down the source of depression.
You are not facing anything bad socially right now, right? No bullies, all good people around you. Am I right?
I still have fears, but
Yeah, you have fears, but there's nothing bad's happening to you externally, right?
yeah, you can say that. You can say that.
So can we say that if you still feel bad, like still right now, I'm talking about you, if you
Mm.
still like go through like hard phases, isn't that it's all internal at this point? Because like you are not facing any issue in your daily life from
Mm-hmm.
people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that, yeah, right now it's all internal, it's all from past, there's nothing going on at the moment right now?
Not necessarily all internal. I say the environment itself is an external factor, because I am still inside a big city. I am still facing a crowd that I still have to talk to a lot of people that I don't really know. I think
Hmm.
that's the external factor to me, despite the fact that that those people,
Are good.
and they're harmless.
Yeah.
But it might be different for me. It's really a standard thing.
I just can't understand. Like you are talking to me about your depression, and like I said, we're on YouTube, and you said that like I struggle talking to people. Like, do you struggle to talking to me right now? I don't think
Talk to
so.
you, no. Talk to you, no. But I
So
mean, I can't really also see the Facebook people or the YouTube people, so that's the other thing. It's really, I'm just kind of talking to you like we're just kind of talking.
that's weird. That's weird, I'd say. You know that there will be people watching you and listening to you, and you feel comfortable and safe because you don't see them.
I can't say I'm completely comfortable and safe. I'm still a little bit conscious. I'm to be real, but back in undergrad, I also had to take a class about public speaking. Basically, everyone in class was asked to do a sort of like a public speech every week. So I think from there, I kind of also trained to do a little
Hmm.
like speaking like this?
My classmates in undergrad and high school was so dumb. I probably got out of high school and undergrad with a really good confidence. Like literally, it is so easy for me to be on the spot. Like, but it's also like because like I used to perform.
Mhm.
That's also part of it. So yeah, I don't know why I mentioned this, but I just did.
No, that's good to have something that have someone right out there that that makes you feel confident or makes you feel proud of yourself, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Until you face the real world, like then you see like how way behind you are than like your
Yeah.
competitors. Yeah, that's bad because like I live in Yalova, like really small, probably the smallest city in Turkey,
Hmm.
right near Istanbul.
Hmm.
Yeah, like being a teenager in such a small city is not a good thing, man. You
Yeah.
are not aware of the world around you. So at least
Yeah,
like I
that's
I was always like trying to communicate with my teachers and my elders a lot, like to simply like I was extremely competitive by the way. Probably one of the bullies that you really hate, you'd really like to punch in the face. Yeah, I was practicing piano all day, every day, practicing music. I was loving life, but like I was also such a harsh, like I was pain in the ass, man. Like I was like so competitive in every way possible. Literally, I was disgusting, and
being in a
yeah,
hard place like that. You kind of have to really to just do your hardest, just to get some people's attention. And to be fair, everybody wants attentions from other people because it's just how we build how we're built.
yeah.
I can see how you're getting so competitive over those.
Music in like you already know that art in academia is extremely competitive. Like studying art in
Hmm.
academia is extremely competitive.
Oh yeah, they know that those that man. It's not the kind of competitive that was like like a solid guideline. It's a kind of competitive that's really like it's subjective. Sometimes the things that you think you did really good turn out to be really shit. Just because your athletics that doesn't really fit the one that you're sending to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I also started to think like after studying in Manus, I really started to think that for my area of practice, like composition, I don't think it really fits in academia at all.
Hmm.
Even like people in Juilliard or Europe or Turkey, I haven't seen a single person in composition that who completely accepts their like curriculum and their classes and everything. I haven't met a single person like that. Not one. I know people from like best conservatories in Turkey, like in all of the areas. Like I know a bunch of like chefs, pianists, composers, and opera singers. Like everyone has issues with their school, and like it may sound like teenagers complaining about something all the time, but it's not like that. It's like all sincere, yeah, sincere complaining, sincere issues they face all the time, and they talk about their faculties, but like there's just no solution sometimes, and there are
Yeah.
just different schools of thoughts all the times. So yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, I actually have to say that I don't know too much about field composing, but I can say for music, it's probably wow. No, yeah, you guys are going through something different.
the composition, I believe I haven't
Hmm.
seen like all the majors and like what they do, their classes and everything. In composition, yeah, it's pretty messed up. What kind of music you compose, it doesn't matter. You get commissions, like they perform.
Hmm.
If you have the money and network, by the way, these are the
Hmm.
most important things. And also, I know people, a lot of people who has no undergrad degree and like doing grad in composition right now. That's crazy disrespectful to the field, like crazy disrespectful to the field.
Wow.
Because like yeah, it's just like I tried to like I
Something
tried to,
probably
to,
maybe have something to do with a business model. I'm not entirely sure what is composing because because composing I think it revolves a lot to do with production. I mean it's pretty much near half of the production. I think probably why it makes it so hard. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna give you a wild guess.
it depends on your genre, like what kind of music you are producing. It depends on it.
Hmm.
So if you
Hmm.
are like composing new music or like anything avant-garde,
Hmm.
yeah, it's almost all about network. In other areas, like let's say if you're a performer, it's not that hard to understand like what's going on. Like you have the certain repertoire, like you know what to
Hmm.
practice, you know how to practice, you know what's good, what's not. Like it's
Hmm.
it's more specific. You can see why something you call good is good, like something called bad is bad. Like in composition, it's not like that. It's definitely not like that. Would you do anything different? Let's say we put you back in like your early childhood. You have this brain right now, this experience and
Hmm.
everything. Would you do anything different to not build up this whole depression thing?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I would do is definitely not go to that school because that would really help with my whole depression thing a lot, I believe.
That's it?
I mean,
What about socializing? Or
Well, the thing with me socializing is I've been socializing. I started having difficulty with socializing since I believe when I was like in fifth and sixth grade, which is a time where everybody are starting to preparing for middle school. I believe if everybody was really not that stressed over middle school, really like you know 'cause that I mean that's part of the system. I mean without that system, definitely I believe everything works will be just fine. It will be normal. But clearly, that's not how real life works. So even if it's just, easing that pressure of going to like a good middle school just by a little bit, I believe that will really, help me in a really long way.
I know that may sound sarcastic, or like I have to ask because this is something so many people think of.
Hmm.
So right now, you know how it started, how it got into the level that's like you have today.
Hmm.
You know the issues, you know
Hmm.
the process, you know everything. So how can you still not get out of it?
I think it's like a muscle memory. It's hard to, also get out of muscle memory. It's like, learning pianos. Even if you don't play piano for a long while, you get back to it, you'll still have some muscle memory of, pressing the keys button. For all the mental illness, it also has a lot of it's kind of a lot like that. Sometimes when you see a lot of people, you would just stop. You have doubts. You have things in your head that just pops up out of your control, and it's muscle memory.
Have you ever thought of doing psychedelics, or like have you done any?
I actually I haven't I don't know I haven't done any, but I mean CBD isn't okay. That's not no that's not psychedelic at all. But no, yeah, I haven't.
We have to go to Peru, man.
All right, we need to try something. We need to try some new shit.
By the way,
Definitely need to.
I'm really serious about this. When I have the chance, I probably do ayahuasca for sure. When I
Oh,
have
yeah,
the
sure.
chance. Do you think this type of stuff works? I know so many psychiatrists talking about it, like psychedelics usually like and more than usual, I guess, works good on people like who are in severe depression. Because
I
like
mean,
what they told you that like I don't know anything about like what changes your brain neurologically, how it affects you. What people, as far as I understand, people talk about that something like it resets your brain. Ayahuasca is my only care, I believe, right now, because like, I don't have any self-belief left. So let's see. If I have the money, if I have the chance, I will go and try it.
I'll say it takes two. It's like taking the pills and having a therapist. You can definitely do psychedelics, but I believe you gotta have like a good people to guide you, to
Yeah,
guide you
yeah,
through
for sure,
things,
for sure.
or else it will make things worse. Definitely.
Are you gonna do ayahuasca or something like that?
Yeah, whenever you come back to States, I'll deal with you.
Is that legal in States?
Who cares? There's no cops around. Like, they're gonna be around, right? Yeah.
You know how strong ayahuasca is, right? Do you know anything about ayahuasca?
Actually, I don't.
Bro,
But
ayahuasca is the like strongest shit ever, and it's almost banned almost all around the world. People are going to Peru, Lima, I don't know, like places like that.
huh?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I asked, like, do you think like is that legal? By the way, it's also crazy that you have no idea about ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is the most popular and most ancient psychedelics ever.
No, because I thought you were just talking about like PCP or like shrooms.
No, no, I'm talking about the strongest psychedelic, like the like.
Oh shit.
But it's also really popular around yoga world. I do yoga.
Ah,
So yeah, people think that like there's this spiritual thing going on with it.
that's
I don't believe that, but I mean, if I was living in ancient times,
mm,
like let's say I tried ayahuasca and going through a huge trip like that, like I also would say that I'm becoming one with the universe or something. But right now we know the logic behind it. So yeah,
yeah. Sounds tempting though. Yeah.
yeah,
If
yeah,
we
for sure.
if we can get our hands on it, then yeah. I'll try a little bit. I'll try that a little bit. I'll try a little bit.
I mean, you drink it, as far as I know, you drink it and the trip stays with you like for around 10 hours or something.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yo,
yeah, trip is long. Yeah.
cool.
And like there are people around you to like take care of you, like you are doing good during that trip.
Yeah, I would definitely want something to be around there. Yeah. Wow. We should do that. We should go to
I
Peru
mean, I'm really interested.
eventually.
Being from Asia
Hmm.
and not knowing ayahuasca is crazy.
Probably because it's I'm also Chinese, and like drugs, psychedelics like this are also like heavily banned in China. That's probably why I haven't really heard much about all these.
I see.
Yeah, I did not know weed or PCP or shrooms until I was like going to undergrad.
I never tried anything. Like I never tried any psychedelics, and I'm still not interested, but except ayahuasca, except that, yeah. I watched bunch of videos like who tried ayahuasca. I listened to some bad trips and good trips during ayahuasca effect. I know a bunch of people from yoga world who has done it. It sounds good. It sounds something else.
What was that? When was that? When did you try it?
No, I didn't try anything.
You didn't try it, but you heard about it.
Yeah.
You should ask them for something. I'm
Bro,
just saying that's the opportunity.
I don't even drink alcohol. Like I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm really healthy. I do sports and
Yeah, but
stuff.
this is something different, man. This is something that can change you. This is something that can heal you.
I hope I don't get arrested because of this video.
Yeah, you need to do some you need to cut some yeah, you really need to cut something out of this. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Do you have any questions about what like to me or like about anything else?
Yeah, actually, how have you been? I haven't asked this. Didn't get the chance to ask this actually.
I mean, horrible. I'm
I
horrible. Like
yeah, I
literally,
feel
I'm not running away from anything. Do you know anything about my dad? Like what kind of person he is?
you talked to me about it. Yeah, he wouldn't spare the money for you to keep going to school.
What I'm going through is also nothing special. Like there are, I know, bunch of people like me. So that's why I really wanted to openly talk about with you about depression because
Mhm.
the depression we have here is all collective. Like everyone is going through
I
the same
feel
stuff.
no, yeah, I feel you, especially with things that's been going on. Actually, is your town like, is there a lot of people that's been gathering in your town, or are you like still kind of quiet in your area, protesting and everything?
Oh no, in Yalova, no. Like
Uh,
there are some small walks around, but like it's all in Istanbul, yeah.
it's all in Istanbul.
Yeah, it's all in, yeah, main on Istanbul and Ankara. By the way, it's right now it's all around Turkey, like literally
Hmm.
everywhere. Like there are protests going on, but the biggest ones are in Istanbul and Ankara. Do you know about Ankara, the capital of Turkey?
Oh yeah,
Ankara.
that's the capital. Oh, I always thought it was Istanbul.
Yeah, everyone thinks like that. Things like so think it as Ottawa and British Columbia or Toronto in Canada, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
The other, yeah.
Ottawa is the capital and no one knows about it. So,
Yeah, it's like Sydney and the other place in Australia. Yeah.
so I'm not really doing good, but it became so normal, and
Uh,
I don't feel alone because like I know a bunch of friends like who are even worse than me.
yeah. Have you talked
Uh,
to those people?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's fantastic, actually.
I have nice friends.
Yeah, that's no, that's awesome. That's awesome.
By the way, I have nothing to add.
Okay.
I'm just doing bad. Like simply that's it.
No,
Like
that's
just
fine.
the
That's
thing
cool.
is,
That's cool.
like I told you, like I'm not working hard through anything right now. I want to get into a path that make me feel that I'm full of life and like hardworking and socializing and everything.
Hmm.
Until I find that path, like I will be really depressed. And it's been from December. It's been 5 months. I've been really depressed in these 5 months. I lost almost all my hair. Like you see that it's fading away.
It is finally turkey now.
Yeah.
The actual turkey here.
I'm also on creatine. You know creatine, right?
Hmm.
It also helps you lose your hair faster. So I'm doing my best to lose it as fast as I can.
I don't know. If you go bald, it might look good on you. I don't
I mean, I like myself with short hair too, but
know.
it's nice to have hair, man. Like knowing that.
Yeah. That's fair.
What would you suggest to anyone who goes through depression, any type of depression? Like a suggestion, a practice that can help anyone.
I don't have the best suggestion because everyone is going through something different. Everyone has something, everyone doesn't. Everyone, lost something that they don't have. I know it sounds corny, but really give it time. Just give it time because you never know. Sometimes it's really like applying for a job where you send out like 500 resumes and you only got one callback. It's kind of like that. You just have to push through every day, give it time, and one day you'll really have something that can really break you out of that. And even if it's something that can break you out of that vicious cycle, you still have to work hard just to get past and be better every day. It's a long process, so always be prepared for the ride.
What about the resting? Like no resting?
No, yeah, absolutely. There gotta be rest. There gotta be rest. I don't rest much, and they got me in the hospital like several times. So definitely Take your time. Take it easy. Just get ready for a long run. And yeah, that's really it.
Do you remember the time in Ivan's room I was playing League? You saw me playing it, and what did you say?
Oh yeah, professional league player or something like that.
Oh no, you said just play League, bro. Music ain't shit. Just play.
Oh,
Do you
just play
remember
league. I remember.
that? Music ain't shit, bro.
I remember. Have you been
Music.
playing league though?
Just for fun, like with a couple of friends.
You should play more.
To worsen my depression, right?
Exactly. And go pro. And go pro. That's the thing. Go pro.
I am too old to go pro. Too old to go pro. 25 is really old, by the way. Like in esports, 25 is, yeah.
That's fine though. You can be like League of Legend professor. You can teach people to go pro. That's the thing.
We used to talk about art, not League of Legends.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to ask you, I guess. When I asked what would your suggestions be, I was expecting like a really concrete, really
Mhm.
solid practice,
Uh-huh.
like go for a walk, like socialize, trying to
I
do stuff.
mean,
Like, do you have
yeah.
anything like that? Do you have anything like that to suggest?
The thing with exercising is, I mean, absolutely, exercise helps because it increases the dopamine in your brain. That definitely helps with easing the depression. But that's not a cure, just to say.
Mm-hmm.
Even the strongest men, can have depression inside them. That's the thing. Because I also know a lot of veterans who suffers from depressions.
Me.
It's right there, League of Legend veteran, right there. You were a muscle man. There's still a little bit of depression, in you, and then that's totally fine. That's why I mean, that's why I say it. It is a long run because it's a journey that you just have to walk through. I really wish there was something concrete I can give everybody that it can just be healed. Because if that's the case, there's no need for therapists. That's no need for
Well, like
psychiatrists.
I'm not talking about a
Mhm.
solution or something that cures
Right.
everything. I'm just like
Mhm.
asking for a really small thing. Like would you suggest that like go for a walk every day or like
Sure, yeah. Go for a walk. Drink more water, but exercise. Exercise is definitely the biggest one. That's definitely the biggest one.
but like what kind of exercise? Like resistance training, cardiovascular, like what kind of exercise are you talking about?
Just anything, really. Anything works. Even cardio. Even cardio can give you dopamine in your head. As long as you keep yourself active.
I
That's the
see.
biggest thing. Yeah.
No stretching. No, if you are doing only stretching, that's not a workout, guys. I'm telling you.
Stretching doesn't count. Stretching isn't a workout. No,
Yeah,
no,
if
yeah,
you are
that
just doing
doesn't
like passive static stretching all day, every day, like it doesn't count.
no, no.
Because like I know a bunch of yoga people like that, and it's not healthy too. So yeah. All right, Keith, thank you so much for doing this. Like,
No problem. No problem.
it's always nice to talk about this stuff openly, I
I'm
guess.
also just glad to see you again,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did too.
been a while.
Do you have
I,
anything to ask, or do you want to talk about it? By the way, it doesn't have to be about depression.
no,
I
yeah,
know
no.
it's our main topic, but oh, by the way, what happened to you? Like, why did you hospitalize the last time? What happened then?
Freaked out because a lot of the stuff that's been going on today reminded a lot of me of the past, because I'm in like a high stress environment, just kind of being isolated, doing things alone, and I just feel like I did so much, but I ended up back in the same place where I was years ago. That's why I kind of just freaked out, and that got me in the hospital.
After an attack, like you had an attack, a
Yeah,
seizures.
yeah, something like that.
I mean, I'm glad you are doing better right now.
Oh yeah.
You are all good, right? You're all healed from it.
Yeah, right now I'm still taking pills, having talking to therapists right now. Yeah, so far it's been all right.
Just to clarify everything, what are you right now? I'm talking about mental disorders. You are diagnosed with bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Anything else?
Bipolar, ADHD, maybe autism. My therapist was asking me to do like an autism test. So there is a possibility that I might be autistic.
Like it's a spectrum though.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
you're on
is a
the
spectrum.
I know a bunch of autistic people like who are extremely genius. Maybe you are one of them.
Genius of what? Maybe sucking my own dick. Maybe
Maybe what?
sucking my own dick.
Okay.
uh,
But you can't do that, right?
Let me find out.
No, no.